Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I will be doing a game review for Resident Evil 3 Remake. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and so of course, it's been weeks since I've finished Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I remember I told you guys at the very end of the last video for the Resident Evil 3 Remake gameplay walkthrough, for the final video for that gameplay walkthrough series, I told you guys at the very end of the video that I was gonna do a game review for this game, and of course this is the game review. But the only thing is that I meant to give you guys this game review sooner, literally right after I have finished Resident Evil 3 Remake weeks ago. Like, this video should have been uploaded like weeks ago. But, I had other things, going on. Like, gameplay wise for, other video games I had to play. Or video game I had to play. That's what I mean when I said I had other things going on. That's what I mean when I said that. But, yeah, here's the game review for Resident Evil 3 Remake. And, so, where do I begin? So, of course, let me guys, give you a little bit of a reminder on the story. So, of course, in this game takes place at the same time as Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's kind of like the before and after of Resident Evil 2 Remake, but they still take place at the same time. And you play as Jill Valentine in this game. She was from Resident Evil 1. And, what happens is that, the whole zombie outbreak happened because of the virus. The virus, had an outbreak, and of course, Umbrella, they are the ones who are responsible for it. So what they do is that they send out a creature called the Nemesis, and it basically tries to hunt down Jill. And that's what you have to do for the entire, for the rest of the games, that you have to run away from the Nemesis and try to escape Raccoon City. And I gotta say, this game has a really good storyline, and I gotta say, when it first starts off, it really, it truly, starts off, really quickly. It just goes straight into the mayhem already. Once, you're in her apartment, mayhem literally just starts immediately. Because, he literally breaks right into the apartment. He crashes right through there and just tries to, hunt her down, trying to kill Jill. And then there's a whole chase scene that happens. You have to, run from him and stuff. It was pretty crazy, though. It was very chaotic. The way how it started off is, very chaotic, and it just goes straight into the mayhem. And, what happens that, of course, what happens later on in the game, of course, you switch to Carlos. You go to Carlos's perspective, and then you play as him at least 2 times in the video game. Yeah, that's right. You play as him 2 times in the video game. And I will say this about this game is that I really didn't get as scared like I did for Resident. I really didn't get scared in this game. I really didn't. Honestly, if I had to make a comparison, Resident Evil 2 Remake was scarier than Resident Evil 3 Remake. It was just more terrifying than Resident Evil 3 Remake. And I think the reason why it was more terrifying was the fact of how in Resident Evil 2 Remake, what would happen is that Mr. X, he would literally just constantly chase you throughout, for the rest of the entire game of Resident Evil 2 Remake. Once Mr. X showed up in Resident Evil 2 Remake, he, never left. He would just constantly chase you in Resident Evil 2 Remake. You literally just have, you literally have this creature, who literally just it's just a constant threat just patrolling the police station. It felt like the threat was very alive, and it felt so realistic, but I just didn't get that same feeling with Resident Evil 3 Remake. I mean, yes, Nemesis was kind of terrifying. Did he chase you? Yes, he did. Like he would chase you in this game, of course. I mean, he has to chase you. I mean, Umbrella, they sent Nemesis after Jill and other police officers, and yeah, so like he would just chase Jill, but he just didn't chase her as much as Mr. X would chase Leon or Claire in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like, that's what I thought, like, that's what I was kind of expecting with this game, is that I thought that that's what they were going to do with Nemesis in this game. Like, I thought they were going to make Nemesis a constant threat, since, Mr. X was a constant threat in Resident Evil 2 Remake, and that's what I thought was going to happen with Nemesis in this game, and they really didn't do that with Nemesis in this game, though. I mean, yeah, he would chase you, like, for quite a while, but, like, it would just, like, he would just show up at, like, certain specific times in the game. But that's, like, but, honestly, that's the true difference between Mr. X and Nemesis, because, like, the thing with Mr. X is that once Mr. X showed up, he never left. Like, Mr. X was a constant threat in Resident Evil 2. Like Mr. X, it was just a constant threat. Like, you just have this creature just keep constantly following you, like, and patrolling the police station. Like, that was the thing he would do in Resident Evil 2, because Mr. X, he would just constantly patrol the police station in Resident Evil 2 Remake. And it was like, it just made the, threat feel very alive. Like, it made it feel really realistic. Like, but that's not what I got from Resident Evil 3 Remake. I mean, don't get me wrong. Resident Evil 3 Remake is a great game. But the only problem I have, well, two problems I should say that I have with it, is the fact of how short Resident Evil 3 Remake is. Because, and that's another thing too, Resident Evil 3 Remake, I felt like it shouldn't have been $60 though. Like, and I bet a lot of people have also said this as well. And honestly, look, I'm perfectly fine paying for a $60 game, but the only catch is that if I'm gonna buy a $60 game, it has to be a very long game. But the thing is, I can't really say anything about the price tag in this game. I mean, even though I can't, you know what I mean, guys. Like, of course I can say things about the price tag in this game, but the only thing is that I wasn't the one who bought this game. Like, my brother was the one who bought it. Like, originally what I was gonna do is that I was supposed, like I said, I was actually getting ready to buy the game, but apparently my brother, I guess, because, I let my brother borrow my PS4 for a few weeks, and I guess, like, for those few weeks when he had the PS4, I guess he just bought Resident Evil 3 Remake. And because, he did enjoy playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, because remember, guys, like, last month was my birthday, and like I said, last month was my birthday, and it was my 16th birthday last month, and I asked my aunt for Resident Evil 2 Remake, and that was a birthday present from her. But the only thing is that I was actually gonna buy Resident Evil 3 Remake with my own money. Like, I was gonna buy it, but I guess my brother, he had bought it before I did, so yeah. But honestly, like, for those of you who get this game, I will honestly recommend buying this game at sale price. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a really good game. It's just that I just don't like how short it is. And that's another thing I heard about, that's another thing I heard a lot of people say about this game, is that a lot of people didn't like how short this game was either. And I also didn't like how short this game was either. But, like, the only thing is that, like, I just feel like, and I bet a lot of people are saying the exact same thing, because I think I actually heard a few people say this about the game too. I don't know. but I'm just saying, like, I bet a whole lot of people are thinking the exact same thing as me. Like I said, because, you know, even though my PS4 games are presents and gifts, but honestly, I do buy, you know, I honestly buy, you know, some of my PS4 games with my own money. And if I was the one who had bought this game, I mean, I still would have bought it at $60, but honestly, I just would have, like I said, it's just that I honestly would recommend you guys, like, buying the game at sale price, though. Like, I felt like I said, it's a really good game, though. Uh, like I said, it's a really good game. I like the storyline of it. I like how you're able to play as both Jill and Carlos, but the only thing is that when you play as Jill and Carlos, it's not the two separate stories slash campaigns like it was in Resident Evil 2 Remake, because in Resident Evil 2 Remake, what would happen is that you would have two separate campaigns slash stories. Like, that's what you will have. Like, you will have two separate stories in Resident Evil 2 Remake, and in Resident Evil 2 Remake, what you were able to do is that, okay, you were able to play as Leon first, and then play as Claire second, or you were able to, or another way of doing it is that you could have played as Claire first, then Leon second, because the thing is that if you actually played both stories slash campaigns in Resident Evil 2, like, if you played both campaigns in Resident Evil 2, you will get the true ending for the entire game of Resident Evil 2 Remake. But that's the true difference with this game, is that in Resident Evil 3 Remake, like, the game, it literally just plays right out. Like, they don't have two separate stories like they did in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like, they would just have, like, in this game, it's literally just one whole story, and you just play as two characters in this one story, and then that's it. Like, you're just done with the game. But honestly, like I said, it's still a really good game, though. I really, like I said, Nemesis, he was scary, but I just feel like Mr. X was scarier than Nemesis. But still, Nemesis was a scary creature slash, or I should say tyrant. But yeah, Nemesis was a very scary tyrant. He was still terrifying at some point. Like, at a few points of the game, he was a little bit terrifying. But honestly, Resident Evil 3 Remake, it's a very good game. It has a great storyline to it. I only got scared like 2 times in this game, though. Like I said, there were only like 2 jump scares that actually got me, but still. But yeah, it's still, like I said, Resident Evil 3, it's a good time. I really enjoyed playing Resident Evil 3 Remake. Honestly, I would give this game a 9.5 out of 10 because of how short the game is, and not only that, because of the price tag for the game. But yeah. Honestly, they should have done the same thing that they did with Uncharted Lost Legacy. Like, when Uncharted Lost Legacy, when that game came out, originally Uncharted Lost Legacy was supposed to be a DLC, but then apparently they made Uncharted Lost Legacy. Apparently they made Uncharted Lost Legacy its own game. And when Uncharted Lost Legacy came out, it wasn't like $60. It was at $40 brand new when the game... Like, when the game first came out, the price was literally $40. And it was because... And the reason why they had made Uncharted Lost Legacy $40 was because it wasn't as long as Uncharted 4. And even when Uncharted 4 came out, Uncharted 4 was $60. Like I said, Uncharted 4 was $60 when that came out. And it was because it was a long game, and not only that, but it was a very, like I said, like, one of the reasons why they made Uncharted 4 $60 was because it was a long game. It was a really long game. But Uncharted Lost Legacy, it just wasn't as long as Uncharted 4, so they decided making that game $40. And I just felt like they should have done the same thing with Resident Evil 3 Remake. Like, Resident Evil 2 Remake was longer, but Resident Evil 3 Remake was just shorter. And I felt like they should have done the same thing where they make a short game like around $40 instead of $60, like they did with Uncharted Lost Legacy. Like, I just felt like that's what they should have done with Resident Evil 3 Remake. Like, they should have made this game $40. But anyways, guys, Resident Evil 3 Remake, how have you guys played it? What'd you think about it? Did you really enjoy the game? And were you guys okay with the price tag, or did you guys have a problem with the price tag for Resident Evil 3 Or did you guys have a problem with Resident Evil 3 Remake's price tag? And if you did, leave it down in the comment section below. Let me leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next game review on this channel later on. Alright, so see you guys and peace out.